speaking.
Hi, Harry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened then. I wasn't even touching the phone.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to give you a call back. So it's saying the Patient and Client Council provides a powerful, independent voice for patients, clients, and carers, and communities on health and social care issues.
But they don't work. Oh, they don't deal with GP issues.
They don't deal with GP issues. Okay. And let me see. And would you consider registering with another GP?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, because I don't trust them. They're not trustworthy people, and I'll tell you why. Because the people who are supposed to deal with these matters, the General Medical Council and the Information Commissioner, I have sent these people dozens and dozens of fitness to practice referrals, and I'm just ignored. So if the government regulatory bodies are not doing their job properly, it leaves vulnerable patients like myself exposed, and I would rather get my health care from A&E than risk any further harm to my children.
And without any further, so have you had an experience before? You mentioned your children without any further harm to your children.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what. If I didn't have children, it wouldn't be a problem. I could deal with, the police breaking down the door and stuff like that. But when they take the children away and have them deported to countries where they have no family, where they're left homeless and sexually abused, that is not acceptable.
Hi, were your children removed by social services? Is that what you mean?
Yes, the social service and the police, and nobody has been held accountable.
And when was that, Harry?
2011.
2011?
Yeah.
And what age were your kids?
9.
9?
Yeah.
How many children did you have, Harry?
9.
Sorry, how many children?
9 children.
9 children?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to tell me the circumstances, what happened?
Yes, I went to the GP. I told the GP that I was in too much pain to go and look after my children, because I can't live with my children because of my brain injury, and I had to travel like hundreds of miles to go and look after them in a wheelchair that wasn't fit for purpose. And instead of providing a proper wheelchair, the GP had my children taken away.
And who were you said that you couldn't live with your children, so who were the children in care of?
My brother.
Your brother?
Yeah, my brother.
And were social services aware that your children were in the care of your brother?
Well, obviously they were, because they broke his door down and took the children away.
Okay. And then have you had any contact with your children since?
Yes.
You do have contact with them?
Yes.
Yeah. And do they live in Northern Ireland, or?
They did up until the point that the social workers took them away.
Okay. And they're in England now?
No, I don't know where they are.
Oh, so you don't have any more contact with them?
I have contact, but I don't know where they are.
Right, okay.
I don't follow their day-to-day movements.
Okay.
Yeah, I have children, but I've never lived with them. So I don't have that type of relationship where I would know where they would be at any one particular point in time.
No, I understand. And what about other supports? Do you have other families in Northern Ireland?
Oh, my Auntie Joan died. We're from Dublin.
Okay.
From, Dundrum?
Sorry, say that again, Harry?
Do you know Dundrum?
Dundrum, yes?
Yeah, the south of Dublin. That's where we're from.
Okay. And so you had an auntie in Dublin?
My auntie, yes. My family emigrated there after the war.
Okay. And she passed away?
She passed away about 10 years ago. Caused a lot of problems. She was she had a fall, and then they took her in, and then her money disappeared.
Okay.
And then when the money disappeared, all of a sudden she suddenly died. And all I can say is they must have upped her dose of morphine to a level which stopped her heart, because there was no more money to pay for her care. And our family are very upset about that, and we've been trying to investigate with the Dublin authorities about that for the last decade, but they don't provide any information to us.
And what family is that you're saying they're trying to investigate?
Well, we're trying to. When my auntie died, the only thing that was left was a suitcase full of her personal letters. That's all I got. Just her personal correspondence.
Yeah.
And
you were saying that you said there, Harry, that your family are trying to investigate her death. So what other family are you talking about?
I don't know. My family, the family.
Do you have other living family members?
I do, but they're not in Northern Ireland.
They're not. Okay. And you still have contact with them?
Yes, I have contact with my family.
And so is that brothers, sisters?
Brothers.
So they're all in England, are they?
No, they're in Wales and America and New Zealand.
Okay. You have a big family?
Yeah, Catholics, you know what they're like.
Okay. And with regards to then your care here, you mentioned about not having capacity.
Yeah, I had a brain injury in 1990, 35 years ago. It's a major problem for me. It means I can hardly do anything anymore. I can't hold down a job. I can't rent a house. I can't pay bills. Many things I can't do. Because the law takes away people's human rights. So my human rights have been taken away from me. So
In what way, Harry?
Well, let's say, for example, if the police come along and take the children away, I can't get the children back, because in order to get the children back, you have to have a lawyer. And I can't instruct a lawyer.
Are you in receipt of any benefits?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you claim in Northern Ireland?
Yes.
Okay. And what benefits are you on? If you apply for Universal Credit or PIP or...
ESA.
ESA. Okay. Have you been asked to migrate over to Universal Credit?
Yes, but I put in a mandatory reconsideration to not do that, because I can't. When you do Universal Credit, you have to log into computers, and logging into computers causes me to have seizures. I cannot do it.
Okay. Universal Credit, you cannot also do a telephone application, Harry. It doesn't have to be on the computer, okay? Just so that you know that going forward, that anybody, that maybe does find it difficult accessing computers or accessing online.
Yeah, no, I'm too old for that. I just feel a lot more comfortable if the government would stop changing the name of the benefit. If they just kept it as like unemployment benefit as it was back in the 80s, and not change it to all these other names, which are essentially the same thing. It's difficult for me because I have a brain injury and I cannot deal with proper nouns, names and things like that. It makes it very difficult for me. And I don't understand why they have to do that. There's no reason, except maybe they just want to be fancy.
The accommodation that you're in, Harry, tell me about that accommodation. Who provides that accommodation?
I provide it.
Sorry, say that again.
I said I provide it.
You provide. Do you rent? Is it a private rental?
No, it's rent-free.
Rent-free. Mortgage, housing executive?
No, none of that. It's just a place that I don't have to pay rent.
Okay. And do you have any friends or anything in Belfast that you would see to provide support?
No, I'm very isolated. I don't have contact with people much, and that's what I was told to do by my medical team back in 2005, because I can't form relationships, and relationships are the essential cause of my seizures.
Relationships are?
Yeah, they cause me to have seizures.
In what way?
Because I had a brain injury.
And in what way do relationships cause seizures?
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, in June 1990, I was found unconscious. Somebody found me. They took me to the A&E. They put me in a hospital for 3 days. They cured me of the malaria, and then about a week later, I suddenly found that I had difficulty communicating, and I just couldn't find words anymore. And I have this problem ever since for 35 years.
Okay. So, did you say malaria?
It was malaria, yes.
You were diagnosed, you had malaria?
Yes, I had malaria.
Okay. And that is what caused the ongoing difficulties?
I don't know if it was the malaria itself, but it was the fact that I was unconscious from the malaria. And that's what it might have been. And so it did some permanent damage to the brain. Took away my mental capacity.
Okay. And where did you contract malaria?
West Africa.
Where, sorry?
West Africa.
West Africa. And what took you to West Africa?
I'm a geologist.
You're a what, sorry?
I'm a geologist. I'm a qualified geologist.
And you haven't worked then since then?
No,
Were you working up to that point?
Well, I can't really hold a job down because of the seizures.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up on state benefits.
Okay. And so going forward then, what supports is it? Because I can hear that you're really not keen, obviously, registering with the GP.
It's not that I'm not keen on registering with a GP. What I'm not keen on is having my data privacy breached. That's what I'm not keen on. And the problem is that the GPs don't seem to have a way of dealing with that. There's the problem. If I could register it with a GP, that's absolutely perfect. But the fact that they hand my private data to a central government computer system, that is a big no-no. There is no way that government in Westminster is going to have any private information on me. Now, I tell you where NHS numbers came from. In 1939, when Britain went to war with Germany, that is when NHS numbers were invented. And it was a way of controlling the population and weeding out the traitors and the collaborators.
Well, let's try and focus, Harry, just moving forward, okay? Because I want to make sure that you're safe moving forward and you've got supports around you. So I'm just wondering then how you propose to ensure you get that support without registering.
Yes, well,
you mentioned about going to A&E.
Yes, well, that's just like if I break my foot or something. They're really good with stuff like that. I broke my foot some years ago, back in 2000, and because of COVID, everybody said, don't go to hospital, you'll die of COVID. And so I didn't go to A&E for about a year, and then after about a year, I went to A&E and they just fixed it like that. It was just, they're wonderful people. And
So you feel comfortable when you go to A&E? Are you giving your details in A&E?
Well, I don't know. Of course, you give your name and stuff at the A&E, but they don't cause any problems. But the problem is, if you go to A&E because you have like some problems with your behaviour, that's really bad because they don't understand a thing. They don't have any resources for you, and they just call security and throw you out.
And has that happened to you before?
Numerous times. I never bother. There's no point in contacting them about brain injuries because there's no resources. They can't do a thing about it. It's a broken bone. You can stick it on the X-ray machine, see what's broken, and fix it. A brain is just a lump of fat. You can stick it on an MRI machine. They can do an EEG. They can see, well, there's some slight abnormalities here or there. The MRI shows nothing at all. The EEG maybe not. But the bottom line is that after, 35 years of investigations, the only thing they can say to me is that they can't be cured with anti-epileptics, and I should isolate myself and have minimal contact with people, which is impossible because I'm in a wheelchair. How can I live without contact with people? If I go to remote places, then I can't go on grass. I have to go on the road, and then immediately I'm being picked up by the police.
And what about then your ongoing daily primary care needs?
Well, I have a lot of problems with my personal hygiene. I stink, and it causes a lot of offence. Quite often I'm on public transport, and people will just verbally start berating me, and there's nothing I can do about it. They'll all just gang up on me. So I just have to get off the bus or something like that, because
there obviously is supports out there. There's carers and things that can come in that can be organised.
Well, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. About a year and a half ago, they put me in an institution, and I refused to let them touch me and bathe me. I said I would just go down to the sea and wash. And then they just started shouting at me. They were spitting at me. They kicked me out of my wheelchair and threw me onto the street. And that night, I was robbed by the local drug addicts.
And where was this?
This was St. Mary something. I can't remember what the place was called. Mary Chavez. Margaret Chavez.
Margaret.
Chavez.
Travers?
Chavez.
Shavers.
Yeah, Margaret Chavez. That's it. And they stuck me in there, and I lasted 4 nights before they threw me out because of my behavioural problems, because I couldn't bath.
And do you feel that you need carers to come in and support you?
What would they do? They would just cause me to have seizures, like exactly as the same problem at Margaret Chavez. That there would be some type of conflict. They would start abusing me, and the problem is carers are a relationship, and if I can't have relationships because that causes me to have seizures, how can they help me? Do you see the difficulty?
No, I can appreciate that, but I obviously want to
I put it a different way. If you don't want me to have seizures, you have to sedate me with powerful tranquilizers. You have to take away my identity and turn me into a, what's the word? Into a vegetable. That's how you can, and then you can have some carers to come in and treat me as if I was in a coma.
Well, Harry, going forward, okay, so in those moments that, maybe you do need, because you acknowledge there that everybody needs that connection at times, and everybody needs that support at times, okay? Lifeline can be here. We're here 24/7.
Yeah, wonderful. I appreciate you being there to talk to, because I don't have any. If I try to talk about this with any of my family members, they will just tell me to shut up, and they'd say to me things like, if you have to stop talking, Harry, otherwise, I'm going to have a heart attack and die. That is really how I make other people feel. I make other people feel really uncomfortable.
Well, that's not going to be the case when you call Lifeline, Harry, okay?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel that people don't understand, and I'm just a nuisance.
No, well, we want to be able to understand, okay? But I appreciate your circumstance is unique, and you want things to be a certain way. I understand that as well, okay, and your concerns.
And the two items of medical care that are missing are, one is a proper wheelchair. I have to build that myself, and I've had no professional support from the wheelchair industry to build this wheelchair. I have to go to private engineers who don't have wheelchair experience. It's a very slow and tiring job to get everything done, and it's led to a lot of problems. And then in this for a wheelchair, because I can't push the ones in the shops. I can't push them; they're just not suitable. And the other one is that in terms of a guardian, I got a guardian 3 years ago, but they ran away a few months ago.
Who was this guardian?
It was a guardian. It was somebody I met in the museum.
Right. Okay. So you no longer have a guardian?
No, I've got a guardian. They've just run away.
Okay.
They're still my guardian because I don't have anybody else.
But you don't have any contact?
No, I do have contact, but it's very difficult to have contact because they're no longer in my proximity. I have to travel a long way to go and get any kind of contact with them.
Are they within Northern Ireland?
No, they left.
They left. Okay, so is it appropriate then that they are still your guardian?
Well, that's what I'm trying to work out, because in order for somebody to be my guardian, they have to see me on a daily basis. Otherwise, they cannot represent my will. They won't know anything about me.
Okay. Do they have any control over your benefits or anything like that?
No.
No. Okay. So you're in control of those, Harry?
Somewhat, but they keep telling me to log on to this Universal Credit website, which I can't do because this logging in procedure causes me to have seizures.
So remember I said you can. So you see when and I can give you the Universal Credit number. When you ring them, okay, you can request a telephone-only application.
I've given up. I've just given up completely. I don't want to have any contact with them.
So Harry, eventually you will have to transfer over. Everybody has to. Okay?
Well, fine. That's fine. That's for people who don't have brain injuries. But for people who have brain injuries, they're supposed to offer people with disabilities. They're supposed to offer them adjustments.
No, they are. And within the Universal Credit, that adjustment can be a telephone application. Okay.
Well, whatever it is, I just don't want to. For the time being, I'm not having any contact with them because I have other things to do. I've lost my guardian, for God's sake. This is a very serious matter. Do you not understand? Do you understand how serious that is?
I do, 100%. I understand.
It is like I've lost part of my brain. When my guardian disappeared, why was there no ambulance to take me to hospital and get me a replacement brain?
Well, unfortunately, that's not able to happen.
Well, how do you know that? Do you run the health service? No. I don't accept what you're saying. I'm saying that's what should happen. If you lose your guardian, it's equivalent to losing part of your brain, because the guardian makes up for the part of your brain that doesn't work. So essentially, I should be able to go to A&E and get a replacement.
Well, Harry, have you heard of, just within relation to the benefits, have you heard of Make the Call?
Who? Make the Call?
Make the Call, yeah.
What do they do?
So it's an organisation that can support you through these benefits transitions, provide guidance and support.
Hold on, make the call. Hang on.
Make the Call, they're called.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So if you bear with me, so you tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah. So their number is 0800.
Yeah.
232.
Yeah.
1271.
Yeah, okay. I've got that. I've not heard of them.
So can I encourage you, Harry, in those moments when you do need to reach out to somebody that you can use our service? Do you have our Lifeline helpline number?
I do, but who I spoke to last time. The last person I spoke to gave me the number of, hang on. Crap, my battery's on 2%. Patient and Client Council, who said they don't deal with GP matters.
Yeah. No, I understand. And I don't know a lot about that service, so I'm unsure. Do you know why that was the case?
They only deal with hospitals. They don't deal with GPs.
And did they point you in the direction of who does deal with the GPs?
Yes, they did.
Yes?
But I don't have a problem with GPs. I have problems with hospitals.
Okay, so did you tell them that it was the hospital you wanted to discuss and it wasn't a GP?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They told me they were the wrong service.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know whether I picked you up right, Harry. Did you say that when you called them, they told you that they were only responsible for hospitals and not GPs?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, so that was the right service to talk to because you
wanted... But I told them quite clearly that the reason... it's very difficult. The lady who told me to contact them told me to contact them about the fact that the GP keeps breaching the data privacy. So that's what I told them about. I said I cannot register with a GP because of the lack of privacy.
Okay.
But the problem also is that even if I'm registered with a GP, there won't be any services available because the GP does not know who to send me to get my guardian trained, and there are no wheelchairs for me.
So if you were registered with a GP, they could put you in contact and refer you on to social services, so a disability social worker who would support you through that, and they would ensure that you were receiving that correct support, Harry.
Yes, somebody today gave me the phone number for social workers. Gateway Services Southern and Regional. They gave me.
Yeah.
They said I have to be referred to an acquired brain injury social worker.
Yeah. So they would provide that dedicated support to you, that tailored support to you.
Well, that's what I was going to do, but I forgot to do it. But now you mentioned it, I can remember.
Yeah. So do you think? So tell me again. So someone gave you the number for a brain injury social services. Did you say?
Yep.
Or what was it you said it was called?
Yeah, I can't remember, but I just wrote some notes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me what it says on the notes just when you're ready.
One moment, please. Just hold on. Hold on.
Who's that? Who's that in the background, Harry?
I beg your pardon?
Who's that in the background? Have you someone with you?
No, I'm alone. Hang on,
Okay.
I'm just plugging a charger into my.
I heard a woman's voice there, Harry.
No, I don't hear it.
Oh, I heard someone talking to you there.
My notes here say Gateway Southern, and there's a number, and then Regional, and then a number, and it said referral for acquired brain injury social worker.
Good. Okay.
So I'm going to call those. I'm going to call those numbers, and ask for that, and so that. But the problem is I'm not holding my breath because I'm pretty sure that I've had a brain injury for 35 years. That the services I require don't exist.
Well, if they're pointing you in that direction, I would be confident they would be able to provide that support for you. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm very sceptical. I've had a brain injury for more than half my life. I don't believe that the social workers will even know what a guardian is.
Well, they will definitely know what a guardian is.
No, they won't. No, they won't. Look, I'm 35. I've talked to hundreds of these people. They don't know what a guardian is. None of them do.
Well, hopefully
The last social worker thought I was talking about the Guardian newspaper.
Yeah. No, well, hopefully going forward, you will be able to get that support, that dedicated support for you.
Well, when you say hopefully, I think that's the operative word. Very hopefully.
Well, I am hopeful that you're getting pointed in the right direction, Harry. And you have our number as well?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And if you are ever feeling in crisis, or you need someone to talk to, you're ever having any thoughts of self-harm or suicide, Harry?
Only have you heard of the Assisted Dying Act?
I have.
Somebody told me that it's not applicable in Northern Ireland.
Okay. I don't know a lot about it, but is that something that you have been looking into?
Yes, I've been looking into that for a long time. I've written to the BSO, who holds my medical file, and I asked them to release it to the Chief Medical Officer for Ireland, so that he can make it, or they can make an appraisal of my condition. And the issue is that they can only give you the pill if you're within 6 months of dying. So my argument is essentially that I died in 1990 when I was in the coma, and that I'm just a neurological remnant because I don't have mental capacity.
Okay. And that's where I think it would be really important to speak with
But a lot of people don't really understand death properly. They don't understand how you can still be living and breathing when you're already dead.
And that's how it feels for you, Harry.
Well, it's not how I feel. It's a legal matter.
It's your reality.
It's not how I feel. I still have a central nervous system. I feel alive, but the law tells me I'm dead.
Okay.
It's what the law says. The law says I am dead.
And so that's what you're trying to fight for at the moment?
Well, I said, surely, if there's no medical treatment for me, if they can't find a wheelchair, and if they can't find training for my guardian, then they should be able to give me a pill to put me out of my misery. By law, because the law says I'm dead. If I cannot pass a mental capacity exam, yet they won't provide me with a guardian to bring back my mental capacity, then they should kill me.
And when you said that you didn't pass that, when was that?
2011.
And was that in England?
It was in Wales.
And have you then taken any steps to act on any of these thoughts, Harry?
Yep, I've in 2014 I received a certificate from a psychiatrist who said that I do not have a curable mental health illness like schizophrenia or depression that would make me want to say I want to kill myself, and so he cleared me psychiatrically for euthanasia.
And so you're looking for support then from Northern Ireland for that?
Well, the BSO hold my medical file, so it's up to them to hand it over to the chief medical officer in Belfast to make a decision. Well, they can't make the decision just yet because the law hasn't been passed, but they have to make a decision about whether they can give me this pill, the euthanasia pill.
Okay, so other than the pill, okay, you haven't taken any other steps to harm yourself, or you don't have any other.
Well, I don't think euthanasia is harm, is it? It's medically approved way of. It's a medical approved treatment.
No, I understand, but I'm talking about other ways that you haven't taken any other steps.
Yeah, but ending your life is not harm. Ending your life is avoiding suffering.
No, I can understand that. So, Harry, are you going to then phone the social worker to see about getting referred in?
Yes, I'm going to ask what the other lady who phoned me up earlier said. I can't even remember where she called from.
That's okay. And was that today, or was that yesterday? Was it Lifeline that you were talking
It
about?
was at, hold on.
When?
It was at 2 o'clock today. 2 o'clock today.
Okay.
Somebody called me up from, well, I didn't write it down.
Okay. Well, Harry, can I encourage you then to know that we're here, okay? If you do need to reach out, we're here 24/7, okay? And you can call our helpline.
Well, thank you very much for your concern. I might write back to your organisation after I've had a response from these social workers, but in my opinion, I'm not holding my breath, because I believe through my experience that the social workers don't know what a guardian is.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping going forward that that's not the case.
Well, let's hoping, yes. There wouldn't be any point of me calling them if I had no hope.
No, and I understand that, but I do encourage you to use our services, okay?
Yes. You're a very nice person.
Oh, I appreciate that, Harry, and I really appreciate you sharing with me today. I really do.
I appreciate your advice. It's always good to have advice.
It can be helpful sometimes. Well, listen, Harry, you take care today, okay?
Thank you for your guidance.
You're so welcome, Harry. Take care now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.